49ers Nick Bosa's contract deals have finally been released, and it is much better than I think anyone could have anticipated in regards to what type of bind it puts the San Francisco 49ers. Nick Wagner of ESPN put together a phenomenal thread explaining all the details that have come out about his contract and what the cap implications are moving forward. So let's talk about it. As you can see right here, Nick Bosa got $88 million fully guaranteed, which surpasses TJ Watt, who got $80 million, which was the current high for defenders in regards to guaranteed money. So Nick Bosa is now the record setter when it comes to highest paid fully guaranteed money on the defensive side of the football. And when you look at the cap hit, as Nick Wagner discusses, he says the 2023 cap hit dropped nearly 7 million to 11.01 million. So, based on doing this negotiation, the 49ers were able to drop their cap hit even further in 2023. And as you've already heard and we've reported on, the San Francisco 49ers have restructured 3 contracts. They've restructured Trent Williams, Eric Armstead, and George Kittle. And by doing so, they have alleviated a ton of cap space. Currently, right now, the San Francisco 49ers in 2023 are sitting at $42 million in cap space. That's a lot of room. Now, obviously, they can do a lot of different things with it, like roll it over to next year, use that to extend Brandon Ayuk, or they could use that to go out and make a flashy signing or trade. And that is where we start to get excited. But let's take a look at more detail in regards to what Nick Wagner pulled from the information regarding the cap hit. Nick says the cap hit is a manageable 20.5 million in 2025, meaning that's what Nick Bosa will account for against the cap in 2025. 20 million, that's not bad at all. But they do spike in 26, 27, and 28. They come in at 42 million, 52 million, and 42.85 million for those 3 years. So obviously, over the next 3 seasons, the way it's structured, Nick Bosa's cap hit is more than manageable. It obviously takes a big jump in 26, 27, and 28. But remember, with all the cap gymnastics we've been seeing, the 49ers could do the same thing that they've done with the players recently. They can take his base salary and they can convert it to a roster bonus, opening up more cap space. So the 49ers have got this whole cap situation figured out. So it's backloaded. And then when it gets to that time, they're just going to restructure it anyways. So some great cap gymnastics by Parag Marathe and his group. There's a void year in 2029, which costs 5.8 million. And then also these are the fully guarantees in Bosa's deals: 50 million signing bonus, million base salary in 2023, a little bit over a million base salary in 2024, $15 million option bonus in 2024. 20 million in 2025 compensation. The rest of the 122.5 million guarantees trigger by April 1st, 2025. So there's a lot of cap space, wouldn't you say? There's a lot of cap space for the San Francisco 49ers to play with. $42 million this year. What do you think the San Francisco 49ers should do with that 42 million? What do you think they're planning on doing? Why did they get so under the cap right now? What's the purpose behind it? Again, I'm not a cap expert, never have pretended to be. So that's why when it came to the talks about Nick Bosa's contract before he signed, and everyone's scared and complaining about the cap, what my take was, the 49ers have proven time and time again they can pull these levers, they can pull these triggers where they can create cap space in a blink of an eye. So I was never worried about Nick Bosa. Now, Brandon Ayuk, that situation was a bit different just because we didn't know what that would look like. But All of this to me is proving that the 49ers should be able to retain Brandon Ayuk if that's what they choose to do. Again, with additional contract restructures next year, if you extend Brandon Ayuk next year, you'll push out his cap from 2024 to 2025. Um, Pretty significantly, just kind of like the 49ers did here by dropping Bosa's 7 million. So there are a ton of different avenues for the San Francisco 49ers to figure out how to maneuver the cap space in the future. But that leaves them sitting with 42 million in cap space. What should they do? Well, if you're going to ask me, I'll tell you what they should do. They should go and get Brian Burns. The Brian Burns agenda is in full swing, baby. Let's go get Brian Burns. Get him on the roster. Put this on the opposite side of Nick Bosa and watch the 49ers sleepwalk to the Super Bowl. He already looks phenomenal in 49ers red and gold. He posted this about 24 hours ago. A little bit of sub posting. He's a big Marvel fan. Spider Burns. He's big into Spider-Man, and you can tell a lot by that image right there. Again, clearly there's some breakdowns in the contract negotiations with him and the Carolina Panthers. He is traveling with the team, anticipated to play after a hold-in all offseason. There's a ton of connections. Steve Wilkes is his former defensive coordinator, now the 49ers defensive coordinator. He's really good friends with Christian McCaffrey. Of course, Sam Darnold's here. So there's a lot of dots to connect. Do you think the San Francisco 49ers should go out and make a splash move? Should they go attempt to get Brian Burns? If not Brian Burns, who should they get? Let me know in the comments below and make sure to like and subscribe.